The top story we're tracking at this hour, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is scheduled to appear before the Enforcement Directorate again today for a fourth round of questioning in a money laundering case. Rahul Gandhi had earlier requested ED to defer his questioning due to Congress President Sonia Gandhi's health condition. Remember, she's been in hospital owing to COVID-related issues since the 12th of June. Now, this would be the fourth day that Rahul Gandhi is being questioned by the agency in the alleged money laundering case connected to the National Herald newspaper. His last three questioning sessions were accompanied by protests on the road by Congress workers and leaders and a crackdown by the police in the form of large-scale detentions. Meanwhile, the Congress has decided to change its protest strategy as Rahul Gandhi visits the ED offices again. This time, the party plans to continue the protest it started at Jantar Mantar, the designation protest site of the national capital. My colleague Akshay Dongre joins us on the phone line. Akshay, the Congress taking the protests off the streets and camping out at Jantar Mantar today. What details can you share with us?
Well, this seems to be a very well thought strategy as far as the Congress protests are concerned. We saw that yesterday as well, senior Congress leaders, including Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, then there were other senior leaders like Sachin Pilot, Dipendra Hooda, Jairam Ramesh, Salman Khurshid. All of these leaders were yesterday camping at Jantar Mantar. In fact, for several hours they sat there protesting. But yesterday's protest was mainly against the Agnipath scheme that has been brought by the central government. Fiery speeches were made. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra even went to an extent to say that the new Agnipath scheme will kill the youth of the country. And today, the Congress party has tweaked the strategy a little bit because earlier when the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi was being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate in the money laundering case, the Congress party tried to protest, especially outside the All India Congress Committee headquarters in the national capital. But we saw that after repeated protests, there were detention of several of the Member of Parliament, several of the leaders of the Congress party, and that exactly is the reason that the Congress party has, in fact, given a call to protest, to continue with the protests at Jantar Mantar, the designated protest site, as you rightly mentioned, in the national capital. So the protests will continue till when? That is a question. Today again, Rahul Gandhi will be questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. There is already anger smearing as far as the entire country is concerned, the youth is concerned. So while the youth, especially in states like Bihar, Haryana, continue to protest on the streets against the Agnipath scheme, the Congress party will take the protest and in solidarity with the youth at Jantar Mantar to prevent any kind of detention of the leaders, which in fact we saw had become a huge controversy as well. So the protest will continue. The youth continue to protest against the Agnipath scheme, whereas the central government has clarified yesterday that the Agnipath scheme will not be rolled back, and all the concessions and relaxation that were given recently by the armed forces, that was in fact a decision that was already in the pipeline and was not done because of any arson or protest that has been happening across the country.
Akshay, thank you so much for joining us with the latest. We will, of course, revert to you as the day progresses. Meanwhile, Ajay Makin had strong remarks against the BJP. He also said the central agencies have a tendency to weaponize, I beg your pardon, he meant the ruling party has a tendency to weaponize central agencies against the opposition party members. Let's listen in to what Congress's Ajay Makin had to say on the selective leaks.
हमारे लीगल डिपार्टमेंट के तरफ से विवेक तनखा जी ने एक पत्र निर्मला सीतारमण जी को, अमित शाह और किरण रिजिजू को नोटिस भेजा है। ये हम आपको अभी इसके साथ में लगा करके देंगे। इसमें यह कहा गया है कि जिस प्रकार से ईडी के दफ्तर से सिलेक्टिव लीकेज करी जा रही हैं, झूठी और चयनात्मक खबरों को प्लांट करके कांग्रेस पार्टी के और हमारे नेताओं की छवि को धूमिल करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, ये पूरी तरीके से गैर कानूनी।
My colleague Arvind Gunasekar is out at the ED office. He joins us live currently. Arvind, day 4 of questioning for Rahul Gandhi. What's the plan of action?
Parameshwar, Rahul Gandhi will be appearing before the Enforcement Directorate officials for the 4th day of questioning here at the National Capital. Earlier, he has been questioned for almost 30 hours by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with this alleged money laundering probe that the agency has initiated based on a private complaint that was lodged before the trial court. Because the trial court has taken cognizance of that private complaint, the Enforcement Directorate has initiated money laundering probe into the alleged transactions between Young Indian Limited, wherein Rahul Gandhi has 38% stake, and the Associated Journal Limited that publishes the newspaper National Herald. So this will be the fourth day of questioning that the Rahul Gandhi will undergo here at the Enforcement Directorate office. Again, we can see a huge security deployment here at the Enforcement Directorate office in order to maintain the law and order situation here. What is also very important here is that our sources, according to our sources in the Enforcement Directorate, they have not even completed 50% of the questions that they have prepared for Rahul Gandhi, and that's why what we are being told is that even today it will be a long day for Rahul Gandhi here at the Enforcement Directorate office. The agency is also recording the statement of Rahul Gandhi in written. Also, they are also videotaping the entire questioning process. And what we are being told is that after every session, Rahul Gandhi is given the written question and answers, and he is being asked to sign. And that's why it's taking quite a long time. And what we are being told is that this particular question process will carry on for quite some time. So we are not sure whether this questioning will end today itself or the agency will again summon him tomorrow. But what we are being told is that the agency has not even completed 50% of the 50% of the questions that they have prepared. Earlier, Rahul Gandhi was supposed to appear on Friday, owing to his mother's treatment being currently treated at the hospital, Gangaram Hospital. He had sought for the deferment of the summons, and that's why he has been summoned today. And then he is expected to appear here at the Enforcement Directorate office close to 11 a.m.